Homecoming in the Horseshoe, it produces just one king, but on this day, the Bucks would also crown the Spartans. It took some doing, though. Head coach Jim Tressel, I'm Jeff Hogan. And, Coach, you really got tested here for the first time this year in that setting in the second half.
Well, we really did. First half was well done. Second half came out and got started like we wanted to, and then we made the mistakes, and that's just a great lesson for us. You better not make errors against tough teams.
Well, certainly, as we roll this off, it is a electric atmosphere. It's homecoming. There's a lot going on, a lot buzzing through the kids' minds, but the stadium was certainly alive.
Well, the stadium was alive, and we had Ryan Pickett in as the honorary captain. We had 50 former captains in for the captain's breakfast, and Garcia Lane was the silver anniversary captain. And here we are starting back against our own wall there, and Beanie gets things started right with a little toss sweep. Jim Bowman hadn't shown that play up to this point in time, and that was a big one, getting us out from the shadow of our goalpost.
Well, certainly after taking 2 penalties before you have an offensive snap, and now you're back in business where you can toss it around a little bit.
Well, that's right. A heck of a catch by Brian Hartline. Great coverage by those guys up front, and we're moving down the field, and a good job by Todd Beckman finding Jake Ballard there and getting on the board with about a 94 or 5-yard drive.
97, and it was probably the most exciting wide open catch of Ballard's career right there.
That's
7-0.
for sure. He's stumbling around there a little bit, but I know one thing, our defense wasn't. They were flying to the ball, stopping the run, getting after the passer, making him throw the ball a little bit before he wanted to, and our defense did a great job all day long.
Well, matching what you know you're going to get pressure on the other side of the ball from a Mark D'Antonio defense, but that's the way the Buckeyes play as well. Todd Beckman throwing from his own end zone again on the second drive.
Well, big play, kind of an out and up by Brian Robisky, and again, when you're in the shadow of your own goalpost, that's huge getting out, and then we're running the football here. Beanie finds the hole. We knocked him off the ball, and he found the open running room, and he toted it 31 times in this ball game.
Well, certainly big stuff going on. 35 yards from there, and the drive ends up with a Ryan Pretorius 42-yard field goal, and it's 10-0 with 2 consecutive drives from inside your 10.
Well, that's right, and that one was against the wind. A heck of a hit by Ryan here. Good job by Todd Beckman on the blitz, found Beanie Wells for a first down, and he got whacked pretty good. And there's the 1957 team, 50 years ago, the national champions.
Well, certainly getting their due in Ohio Stadium. They thought it was kind of neat. The turf was a little different than what they remember they were telling you.
It was a little bit different. The place was a little bit bigger, but it still meant the same. And here's the defense swarming all over the Michigan State run game.
Doug Worthington now, usually a guy in the middle not noted for his hands, but spying a little bit there.
Well, you know, Doug was a fine basketball player back in the day, and that was a big turnover, and our guys now have a chance to make something happen. And here again, good job by Todd Beckman finding the open receiver versus the blitz.
Well, you get a short field here not long after the 57 team left, and they were watching from just up the ramp here and wondering what was going to happen with this short field, but you're just pounding it out with Beanie Wells again.
Yeah, this was a good-looking drive, and Beanie finding the end zone here, and we were knocking them off the ball, which was the key.
Yeah, 5-yard touchdown run there and a 17-0 count at this point, and really having your way, things going well with Ohio State offensively and defensively.
Yeah, there's no question about it. We played good team defense, and we had a lot of hats in the box there, and they had a tough time getting their running game unleashed, and it was just because of the great play of our defense.
J.U. Colcrick is just clobbered there, and then more pressure forces an incompletion. So it's a punt that he doesn't get all of. So it's good field position once again, and Brandon Sane is going to turn up for 3 yards.
Here he hit it on a little counter play, and we thought he might get it all the way around the corner and didn't quite get there. But again, we're running the football fairly well. Here we're throwing a little jailbreak screen, as we call it, and good job by Brian Hartline.
Hartline gets up close enough for a first down, but the drive is going to stall. 37-yard field goal attempt here. Probably the only disappointing thing to this point in the game.
Well, there's no doubt, you know, you can't allow that to happen, and there's a little bit of pressure on the outside, and we've got to shore that up because every single point's crucial. Here they're throwing a little screen route, and Malcolm Jenkins and Marcus Freeman are there, and guys playing defense.
Well, loss of 3 on the play there as you go to halftime, 17-0. And maybe the last drive that you had the short field and you not only didn't get a touchdown, but you get a special teams snafu and a play blocked. You probably should have had more on the board there.
Well, there's no question about it, and that was the beginning of allowing them to have a little bit of belief. When you allow them to stop you and force a field goal, and then you allow them to block the field goal, now all of a sudden you're giving the guys on the other sideline the belief that, hey, we can get this thing turned around, and as we all know in the second half, they did.
Well, certainly 17-0 doesn't even tell the story of how you're dominating this, and maybe to come away without more points just doesn't leave that good feeling that you wanted in there. But certainly a good feeling the way the offense is moving the ball to this point, and Beanie Wells is coming out.
Well, there's no doubt. We were doing a lot of good things because Michigan State is a tough football team, and you know everyone's going to give us their best shot. So we were doing some good things. We needed to do more, and the guys were with it during the halftime, knowing that we were going to have a tough second half and it was going to be a battle, and that certainly came true.
Were they with it with this style heading into this week? Because you know you're getting back to smash mouth Big Ten because Michigan State's going to run the football.
Well, our defense was excited. You know, they wanted to play against a team that had rolled up that many numbers rushing the ball, and that was a two-back team, and it was just good, hard Big Ten football. And you know, they hadn't had one of those games lately, and now they'll have a couple more coming up.
We'll profile a couple more seniors coming up on Buckeye Football Weekly. Stay right here.